All right, let's move on to resolution number 2. This is from the Ridgewood Board of Education. If you go to page 69 in your booklet, they propose new policy language for adoption by the Delegate Assembly and inclusion in NJSBA's Manual of Positions and Policies on Education. The resolution requests that the NJSBA adopt a policy stating its belief that each local Board of Education shall have the right to establish compensation for its chief school administrator, CSA, with the flexibility to adjust the CSA's compensation commensurate with his or her experience, knowing the current employment market conditions and other factors that may influence the ability to recruit, hire, and retain a competent and highly qualified CSA. The proposed belief statement provides that local boards must determine the chief school administrator's compensation, are knowledgeable of the budget revenues and expenses, and understand the need to operate their school districts efficiently and effectively. Ridgewood's resolution also urges NJSBA, in support of the proposed policy described above, to conduct a study, to evaluate the impact of caps on the chief school administrator's salaries on the recruitment, hiring, and retention of the CSAs. The NJSBA would inform its membership of the results of that study and recommend appropriate action in response to the findings of the study, such as a waiver for districts who may need relief. We did receive additional resolutions in support of the Ridgewood's resolution. The NJSBA believes that hiring the chief school administrator is one of the most important critical board responsibilities, and the authority to select the most appropriate and suitable candidate should continue to rest with the local Board of Education. In support of this belief, NJSBA staff will conduct a study to evaluate the impact of caps on chief school administrators' salaries on the recruitment, hiring, and retention in this position, and report back to the November 2013 Delegate Assembly with any recommendations for policy, revisions if necessary, and appropriate action. I will entertain a motion to approve this resolution with the substitute policy language shown in blue in the overhead.
Again, Vince Longto, Ridgewood Board of Education. Clearly, this resolution was drafted in our response to our concern over the impact of the superintendent's salary cap. We feel a cap hits hard upon those districts that are in relatively high cost of living areas and on districts that are in close proximity to states like New York where no such salary cap exists. The cap increases the risk that we will lose our quality superintendents, and in fact, we have already witnessed an unusually high turnover since the salary cap has been imposed. To put this in perspective, this cap would cause the reduction of our superintendent's salary by 30%. In addition, we feel that this cap is unnecessary because adequate controls are already in place to discipline salary increases, specifically the 2% tax levy limit, also the limitations on year-to-year growth in administrative costs, which includes superintendent salaries, and the review and approval of superintendent contracts by the county. More broadly, we feel the caps are an example of micromanagement from the state and represents a serious erosion of board control and local control. Accordingly, this resolution recognizes the primary responsibility of the school boards in the selection, hiring, and evaluation of superintendents. And further, we are asking that the NJSBA conduct a study to evaluate the impact of the caps on recruiting, hiring, and retention of superintendents and report back to the Delegate Assembly in November of 2013.
Thank you.
Jerry Winston, calls the East Rutherford Board, Bergen County. I rise in favor and congratulate the author of this resolution. My district has, in the last 5 years, have hired 4 superintendents, 2 interims and 2 from within house. The two from within house left us to go on to jobs that are paying $35,000 and more. Our district contains some of the wealthiest areas of taxable monies. New Jersey Sports Complex, next year it's going to be the home of the Super Bowl, Federal Reserve. We have a mall proposal out there, which is going to be one of the largest once it opens. We in the past have always controlled budgets. One year we gave a zero base increase. We know we can raise from what we have to pay now and be competitive. We're like Custard. We have all our surrounding Bergen County, for the most part, able to pay at least $30,000 more. We have to compete for that. Otherwise, we're not, as you all know, providing the best educational leader to our students. So again, I would emphasize to push this for all involved. Some may reflect less because they're satisfied with what they got, but we're right in the middle. Thank you.
John Kendall from the Haddon Township Board of Education. I respectfully rise in opposition to the resolution because while the national economy has begun to slightly improve with a better recent jobs report and increase in stock market averages, the national and state economies are still in the worst shape since the Great Depression. Many people are still unemployed and underemployed. I see many abandoned houses in my neighborhood and other neighborhoods. While I respect experience, I believe it would send the wrong message at this time for NJSBA to oppose the state salary cap for superintendents and give the public the impression that we believe that we can't get qualified superintendents to work without more pay than the current fair cap allows. Thank you.
Okay, the resolution passes. And thank you to Ridgewood Board of Ed for bringing forth that resolution.